these are good for plant tours and trailer tours.
Okay, so this trailer is our standard floor plan. It's a 2019 Legacy Elite 2. When we go inside, you'll see that it has the table that drops down into a bed formation that will form a king-size bed.
Great.
In the rear. Okay, so let's go ahead and go inside. Just going to go ahead and put the door hook in so we can close the door open. See here, just very sleek and elegant finish. Everything from the cabinet door facing to the countertops to the soft closed dovetailed drawers that you see here has just been well thought out. And even with the cabinet doors, you have an option of the frosted or a black finish. Okay, so
they're lit from inside?
They're lit from inside, correct. From this switch here, I can turn those lights off, and they're all LEDs. And then turn them back on. One of the nice features of that is, with all the other lights off, it just puts off a really nice ambiance that's kind of has a calming effect. So it's definitely a nice feature for a standard feature.
Besides being functional, it's just so beautiful that you have those backlit cabinet doors.
Do you see it on the black as well?
On the black, you're not going to get the same illumination here. What you will see is just an outline, the trim around the black of illumination.
That's pretty cool too, though.
So that's kind of cool. It kind of puts off a nice little, a nice glow. And of course, you have the marine grade hardware on the latches, and the deck ports and everything that you'll see throughout the trailer. You have the black rubber mat, non-slip mat. Now, I want to point out a couple of these deck hatches here. You've got a deck hatch that will open up for easy access to all of my wiring behind my switches here.
That's amazing.
So if I need to change a switch out, or if I need to just do any type of repair, I can easily do that. And you'll notice that everything in the trailer is very easy to access.
Look at that TV.
Yeah. So we were saying earlier that this microwave can be replaced by an oven, a convection oven.
That's correct.
So that's an upgrade.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the microwave is standard, and then of course the upgrade would be the convection microwave oven. So it's a convection oven and a microwave oven. And we'll get a good,
really?
That's correct. It's actually a two-way. And we'll get a good look at that when we go into the twin bed model.
Perfect.
On the other side of the lot.
So this is a 4 cubic foot, is that right?
This is actually a 4.5 cubic foot Norcold.
Oh, nice.
Last year we had the 4 cubic foot Dometic. We switched to Norcold. It gives you a half a cubic foot more space, and it's still a 3-way refrigerator. So it'll run on LP, DC, and AC power, and of course differentiate from AC to LP automatically. The freezer, and of course the main compartment.
It's
got the hinged
that's
door,
great.
so that you can store a jug of milk there. So little extra room on the refrigerator for the 2019 model. Next thing we're going to showcase is this is our fiber granite. So essentially this is fiberglass that's made to look like granite. Okay.
Beautiful.
It really is, and there's 4 different colors. We've got the Dakota Black here. We've got Tahoe, which is a gray type color, and then of course we've got Paradise Beach, which really resembles, it's got a white gel coat in the background, so it resembles kind of the white sandy beach look.
Oh,
and then of course
nice.
we have a Baltic, which is the brown version. Okay. Now this is an upgrade. It's an $1,800 upgrade to get the full package of fiber granite. Okay. Otherwise, as a standard, you would just have the white finish. Okay. It would still have the same beveled edges, just like you see here on the countertop. Okay. The finish would be the same. It would just be white. Now, the drawers. Again, we were talking about the soft close function, right? So you see, they still have the soft close function.
Lovely.
But this year, in 2019, what we've done is we've added an extra clasp. So when I'm going down the road, so that I don't have my drawers opening up, as I'm traveling, once it closes, I can give it one extra push and it clips right into place. So now that drawer will not open as we're going down the road, making turns or fast stops.
That's great.
And of course, for heating, you know, you've got your furnace, which is underneath in this compartment,
These
and
are
it's
your heating
ducted
ducts?
to these vents. You've got one there, and then one in the bathroom as well.
Oh, I love this finish.
This is our dark gray floor. This is one of the most popular standard floors we have.
Love it.
So we've got about 8 different floor types. Dark gray is one of the standards, and then we've got 5 standard flooring options, and then we have 2 $200 options and 1 $1,000 option. The $1,000 option, obviously our most expensive floor, is lawn seal, and essentially it's called walnut and holly, and what it does is it kind of is reminiscent to the boating industry. So when you step aboard a yacht or a nice sailboat, and you see those lines in the floor that kind of elongate the inner cabin. Okay, that's what you get with that floor.
Okay.
Plus, it's a little thicker vinyl, hence the cost. But it's just really popular for look as well. So again, we tried to build this thing to have a more sleek design, not something that's going to look like it's dated or from a different decade, right? But with that, I think it made it easy for us to do that because we tried to emulate a nice boat. When you're in a cabin of a boat, this is kind of the surrounding that you have. Especially your newer boats. So
I love those blinds.
yeah, so we've got the blinds are you've got a full dark shade, and then of course you have a sheer shade as well.
Oh, great.
So
And that's also a mosquito screen? Yes?
that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once that's up, that is screened off, and you won't have any bugs coming in through there. If you wanted to leave the window open, which you just slide open. Of course, you got the slide screen as well. Again, thermal tinted and dual pane windows to prevent cold weather or warm weather in the summertime.
This is the control panel?
Yeah,
One of
so
the control panels?
this is the secondary light switch. You have another light switch at the front of the cabin. But this has, of course, your rear lights, your rear left and your rear right, your cabinet lights, your kitchen lights, and then, of course, your main cabin. Dinette, where Dory's sitting now. And, of course, inside courtesy lights. Those are going to be these lights down here on the bottom. So these are just like the ones on the outside of the trailer.
Oh,
But
great.
they're inside. So in the event that I need to, get up and use the restroom at night, and I don't want to wake my partner up,
Yeah.
then I would just turn on the inside courtesy lights, and I've got a nice lit track all the way to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And there's also another one of these lights in the bathroom waiting for you to open the door.
So tell me about this space. That's a pantry?
So this is a pantry, correct. Same marine style hardware that you see on the rest of the trailer. You open that up, you'll see you've got 2 shelves and a nice deep basin here. Okay. Now, a little additional storage that most people are none the wiser of is going to be right here underneath this pantry. I'm just going to lift this fiber granite top up, and I've got a nice little storage area underneath here as well. So you can see that goes all the way back, and it's just a place to hide some valuables that most people wouldn't know about.
No kidding. Very incognito.
We'll talk about another little incognito storage space as well on the twin bed.
And so you have your monitors over here.
Right, so here's going to be your tank monitors and of course your battery monitor. So my battery sitting at about 12.1. It's reading 12.3 on the solar. It's kind of a dreary day out, so we're not getting full exposure to the sun. But fresh water, there's actually 81% in the fresh tank right now, 38 in the gray, and of course you have the black tank as well, which is 0 because I believe this has a composting toilet.
Okay.
The water in the tanks on this one, we had somebody come and shoot a video the other day for the Truma water heater, so we had to fill it with water so we can operate everything. But then of course you have your water pump here as well.
Oh, lovely.
So I turn my water pump on. Oh, there's
There we go.
water on. But anyway, you turn the water pump on here. Now let's say you get up in the middle of the night and you go to the bathroom and you need to use the faucet in there or the toilet if you're using if you have the standard toilet. And I forgot to turn the water pump on here.
Yeah.
Well, there's a convenient water pump switch in the bathroom as well. So you just reach underneath the vanity and turn that on from there.
Or like
Brilliant.
when you go take your shower, you're already naked and you
Yeah,
forgot to turn
exactly
the damn
right.
thing on. But
So you don't want to come traipsing back through the cabin naked or hollering out.
So what if you forget your water pump on?
If you leave it on?
Yeah.
So long as there's water, matter of fact, when you're camping, when you're boondock camping, as long as you've got water in the fresh tank and in the system, then it's okay to just leave it on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it'll once it builds up pressure, it'll cut off, and it'll just be ready for me to come back and use the faucet again.
Okay, so it's not dangerous as long as you have water.
As long as there's water there.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have water there, the pump could definitely suck air
Burn out.
and damage the pump. It
Yeah.
could burn out. So.
And I guess going back to the kitchen, so
Yeah.
are these finishes standard, or these?
This is a standard finish. So this deep stainless steel sink you see here,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the stainless high arching water faucet here is standard. And then of course you have the extended
That's pretty cool.
sprayer here.
Yeah.
And then of course the button that will change the flow from a normal sink flow to sprayer mode.
So do you have a dual burner, or is there 3?
We've got a 2-burner cooktop by
Okay.
Dinette,
Okay.
and you'll see that you've got a bigger eye and then a smaller eye there.
Okay.
And then, you know, of course, to light, I don't know if there's any propane on right now. But you would just, I don't think there's propane on at the moment. But you would just turn this to light, okay? Press it in just like a barbecue grill. And press the striker until the pilot lit.
It's great that it's flush mounted.
Yes.
Do you have a cover for the sink so that anyone could use that as an extra surface?
Actually, we do. For our 2019 models, we don't have an example here. I think we do in our other trailer. We'll show you. But there is going to be an acrylic type material that we use as a cutting board, okay? And that will fit right here. It'll recess right into the sink to be flush, okay? So it adds extra counter space.
Okay, so what size bed is this?
So this is a king size bed. The table drops right down and sits into this track here, okay? And then these 4 cushions come together to make the bed. And then of course you'll have the remaining backrest cushions available.
Okay.
So the U shape is not. It's an option, right, or not?
It's standard.
It's
yeah.
standard.
But the twin bed model is standard as well. It's the same price.
Okay.
The twin bed with couch is a slight upgrade.
Okay.
And that's just essentially a twin bed on one side and a couch on the other.
Okay.
Otherwise, you get the 2 beds.
Okay.
Can these cushions, you remove them to wash them and put it back, or
For
not
sure.
really?
Yeah, actually, if you look here,
The cushion covers?
they're just zippered on.
Okay.
Okay. So then, of course, you have a 4-inch foam here.
Okay.
And you can remove that and wash those and put them right back on.
So you can wash them in the washing machine, or you have to dry clean them?
I would say have them dry cleaned. I'm not
better.
going to say you couldn't wash them in the washing machine, but I would, if they were mine, I
Yeah.
would have them dry cleaned.
Yeah. So the TV, that just flips down?
Yes.
Is that that's standard?
That's standard. If when we go over to the twin bed, I'll have a better kind of maneuverability because you
Sure.
don't have the big table here.
Yeah, no problem.
So if you want, we'll go over some of those features in that one.
For sure.
But
Okay. Let's take a look at.
okay, sure. So this is your charge controller for the ZAMP solar package.
Okay.
And it's a PWM system, so that just means pulse width modulation. It's one of the simpler systems to use. So technically, there's not a lot of work that needs to be done here. You're just using it as a readout to make sure that you've got the proper voltage at your batteries. Okay.
Great.
Which again, dreary day, so our battery condition's a little mediocre, but you still have enough power to light this thing and keep everything going.
Okay.
On a full sunny day, you'll see that this battery condition would jump up to the full area here. And of course you have your Furrion stereo. This is going to be a DVD CD player with a stereo, FM stereo. It's got a USB port, an auxiliary port, a headphone jack,
Awesome.
and Bluetooth capability.
That's really great.
So then of course, you know, your 4 speakers for surround sound when you're watching TV or just listening to
oh, look at
music.
that. That is awesome.
I love the Bluetooth. So if somebody wants to sleep, you just
Sure.
put your
Yeah.
headset. And
Absolutely. You put your headphones in. Another thing too is, you know, you've got these standard. This is a standard feature. You've got
Those reading
reading
lights are standard.
That's correct.
Amazing.
And there's 6 of them.
What about the?
The charging station.
Thank you.
Those
Yes.
are all standard as well.
So how many do we get? We get 4 standard.
In the standard layout, which is the king here, you've got one under here. You've got one here, okay,
one here.
and then so for the charging stations, there's 3 different charging stations. On the twin bed, because you have the nightstand, you'll have a charging station on both sides of the nightstand. So you'll still have that one, and the one down here, but you'll have the other 2, so you'll have 5 total.
Well, 6, right?
Well, technically, see, we consider this one charging station.
Oh, even if
So-
there's 2.
Right, because you've got a 12 volt and you've got 2 5 volt USBs.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, So we just consider that as a package, you know,
Yeah.
the charging station.
Yeah, I got it.
You've got 3 on this model, and then of course 5 on the twin bed model.
And what about the air conditioner?
So the AC is a Dometic Penguin 2 brisk air conditioner.
Okay.
It is thermostat controlled from the thermostat on the wall over here, and it has a built-in heat strip as well.
Oh,
So if you want to save a little propane and you just need to knock the chill out of the air, then you can definitely run the electric heat strip from the thermostat, and that will.
But that's only when you're on shore power.
Right, that's correct.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you were boondocking and you wanted to use a generator, you can do that.
Okay.
Now, this thing with as a standard AC could run with a 3,500 watt generator
Okay.
or bigger. Okay, obviously. But if you wanted to use a smaller 2,000 watt generator, it's a lot more lightweight, easier to tow, or easier to store and things like that. You can use that 2,000 watt generator, but you just have to purchase a micro air easy start soft start capacitor that goes on that will mount onto the AC.
Okay.
And what that does is it just softens that initial cranking amps when you turn the AC on,
Okay.
and it allows you to use the smaller generator.
Oh, great.
So I mean, you can definitely use your AC off grid as well, just so long as you had the generator.
And the fan, it's the
So
Max
this is
fan.
This is the Max Air fan. That's correct. It is a intake and an exhaust fan. So you'll have a remote that you'll use to operate that, and of course, all of the operation of this fan can be this fan can be operated from the main switch panel here as well.
Good.
And then of course, if you were to blow a fuse on the fan, but you still needed to open the lid, you could just use the emergency manual crank here.
Oh, good.
Now the remote control, I'll turn that on. Now, with this lid open in the rain, that's okay because it has louvers on the back side, so it's definitely available in the rain. Also, it does a great job of pulling air in and through the trailer. So on a sunny day, it's kind of hot outside, I don't want to run my AC.
Yeah.
I'll just turn this on. I'll change it. Right now it's air in, so I can feel that air coming in. But I'll change it to air out, okay, just with the push of a button there. Crack a window, and then allow that to pull air through the trailer.
Great
and
airflow.
it does a good enough job
Yeah.
of cooling you down.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, when I was in Winnipeg, it was kind of unseasonably hot, or so I was told. It was August, and it was like 96, 98 degrees on a couple of days. But I was boondocking, and I didn't have a generator.
Yeah.
So therefore, I couldn't use my AC.
Yeah.
So I lived on this fan being in, exhaust mode
Yeah.
with a window cracked.
Yeah.
And that's just me camping. But during the day, I had people packed in here, wanting to see it. A lot of people in here breathing and things like that. And I never felt uncomfortable. So I mean, I stayed
Really
pretty
cool.
cool even in the hotter temperatures.
So this small dinette over here now, jumping to that.
Sure.
That is a twin bed. Yes? Or single bed?
That's correct. This is a bed. So I'll go ahead and put this one down into the bed mode and show you.
Okay.
If you'll kind of zoom in on that bracket there, you'll see a little thumb screw there, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to loosen that just a little bit, just enough to pull the table off, okay? I'll do the other side. All right. And now I'm just going to remove the table. Okay. I'll set that to the side for just a second. I'm then going to remove the table leg. All right. I'm going to set the tabletop into this little track here. Okay, slide that in. And then I'm just going to slide these cushions into place. And I now have a
Great.
little dinette bed.
Yeah. For guests. Or kids.
That's right. Or in some cases, pets.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
The spoiled pets.
Now, one of the great things about, we were talking about accessibility, right?
Yeah.
Getting to everything. This area here is actually really good for just some soft storage. Okay, so on top of all the storage that you already have,
Yeah.
you also have this area here, which can be used for
Sheets,
storing sheets,
towels.
towels,
Okay.
exactly right. And of course, you'll notice that all the wiring and everything that's in here, it's very rigid, so you don't really have to worry too much about storing things in here and breaking anything. But it's also very neatly laid in. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you got the non-slip mat there. on this side. So on some of the areas, they're not all storage bins. Some of this, this one actually says this is not a storage compartment. This is going to be where, you know, the transfer relay switch is for the two different shore power inlets. The back side of my converter, or in other words, my breaker box here with the breakers and fuses. The built-in surge protector, which is a standard feature. Again, so this is something that a lot of people go and they buy those external surge protectors.
And they get stolen.
And they get stolen.
Yeah.
This one's built in here, so
That's
good luck
grace.
trying to steal that one. You can see all the different ground wires grounded to the frame there on the bottom. And definitely an area where there's going to be some heat buildup from the electrical components, so you don't want to store anything in there.
Okay.
But nonetheless, easy to access, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is like, nobody thinks about this, but it's super handy so that you could put
Sure.
your dishcloth and your tea towel there.
Yeah, they have one there for your jackets.
Oh yeah, look
That's
at that. Oh, let's see the bathroom. I'm excited.
Sure. So the bathroom comes standard with the full-length mirror for the door. Okay. Just gonna unlock that. Open the bathroom.
Oh, look how big it is.
So
I'm just gonna reach in right here and turn on the light.
You know what I love about this? It's as big as the casita bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a big selling point for the casita.
Yeah, but it's pretty big. I think it's bigger.
This one?
Yeah.
No, I think it's about the same size. I don't
You have a
know.
lot
Correct
of
me if
room
I'm
there.
wrong.
You have the sink, and every time you get in and out, you put pressure on that sink, and you feel it like.
Sure.
Yeah, this one is really like
It's
solid.
very rigid. It's very solid. And I think that we might have a height advantage on the casita.
Oh yeah, maybe.
So you got a 74-inch height from the shower pan to the highest point in that ceiling. Of course, it's radius, but
You also have a
And
nice
the
countertop
nature's
there
head.
that matches everything else.
Yeah.
And a little light at the bottom.
right. And then you see the switch for the secondary switch for the
Okay,
water
yeah,
pump
underneath.
is right underneath there.
Where is it? I'm sorry.
Right underneath the little vanity area there.
Oh yeah, there that is.
For the water.
And the venting for the composting toilet, you guys take care of that, which is brilliant.
That's correct.
So then you also have a shower curtain track right here so that it protects the composting toilet from any water that would get to it.
Correct.
So that's great too.
But the bathroom is higher
Yeah.
in this one than it,
Yeah.
in
There's a
comparison with
step
the
up.
Elite.
It feels
Yeah.
bigger.
There's a step up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And of course you have your closet there, nice deep closet. Turn that.
Hang on.
Turn
Oops.
it. Yeah, there we go. And then
Whoa!
right behind you, you'll see there's a light. I'll turn that on for you.
Thank you. Look at how much space there is.
Oh my god, it's huge.
Wow. And then this is
That's a filler panel. So that's where. Okay, so when you put the table down in to make the bed platform, you've
Mm-hmm.
got some extra space that you need to fill. So that will just come off the wall
oh,
there
got it.
and go
Okay.
down in place.
Look at that. That is so much space. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm in love.
Okay. So you see, you have that charging station, like I said, and right below that is your carbon monoxide monitor.
And what is this?
and that's
This is your
your-
fuse box?
That's your fuse box, right?
Okay.
So that's got
Oh.
breakers and fuses, and that's your converter. That's what it's essentially your charger. That's what charges the batteries whenever you're hooked up to shore power.
Now, we have a big problem with our carbon monoxide detector in the casita in that it fails.
Okay.
And everybody that we've spoken to is like, yeah, it fails.
Got
Yeah.
any little particle of dust or whatever.
And carbon monoxide monitors in this industry are very susceptible to any type of, even household cleaners sometimes can set them off, you know, if you're not properly ventilated. So I would say anytime you're here cleaning, keep windows open and stuff
Yeah.
to prevent it from giving you a false, you know.
Okay. So that's pretty normal, I guess.
It's pretty normal. Another thing too is if my batteries were to get low, because it's hardwired to the 12-volt system, if my batteries on the trailer were to get low, it would start to sound off
Yeah.
as if there was an issue, but there's really not. It's just the batteries are low.
So, this is the vent for the fridge.
That's correct. You've got two vents for the refrigerator.
Okay.
The bigger vent just allows you a lot more access to the main components of the refrigerator, the flue, the various fuses and things like that, the wiring. And then of course you have the upper vent.
Okay.
This will vent your convection microwave in the event that you purchase the convection. And then of course it will vent the top side of the refrigerator as well.
And we saw this earlier. This is the keypad lock, which
That's
is
correct.
very convenient.
This is my RV lock. It's got 4 to 6 digit personalized keypad
That's great.
entry there. So, then of course this is a 30 amp convenience connection. This is by Furrion. This is the same Furrion shore power inlet that you have on the street side of the trailer, but we just put one on the other side of the trailer and up closer to where typically people would be running their generator from, so it's just a little more convenient for...
And that's an upgrade.
That's correct. That's an upgrade. And of course you have your propane housing.
Okay.
Your propane housing is, you would remove the lid by simply detaching the two hood latches there.
Yep.
And you could take that off. And you would have access to your propane tank. So standard, you would get two 20-pound tanks, and then the 30-pound tanks are an upgrade.
Okay, great.
You can get two 30-pound tanks there. Of course, you get your standard regulator with the automatic switch over.
Okay. And so, I'm sorry, is this a gauge?
Yes, this is just telling me the red means that there's no gas, which of course, if you notice, they're not hooked up. So
Okay, so it means you need to refill.
right. So if these were hooked up, these are full tanks right now. If they were hooked up, you would see this would be green.
Oh, okay.
And that would tell you that they're full.
Perfect.
Then of course the supply regulator, whichever side it's pointing to, is the side it's pulling from. And then of course in the middle, it's going to deplete one tank and then move to the
other.
next.
Okay,
That's
great.
correct. Now, in the event that I just wanted to reach in and turn a tank on or switch my supply regulator over or my supply lever over, I can do that without having to remove the lid by simply removing this deck hatch, okay? And then I have access into the port there.
That's great. And then the jacks are controlled over here.
Jacks are controlled from the front jack is controlled from this main jack head here. You got your level bubble, your light, and of course your toggle switch there. And then here you've got two rocker switches for each of the rear jacks.
Perfect.
So the respective, you know, street side jack and then of course the curb side jack over here. Actually, I said that back.
All right.
Then of course you have, you know, we talked about the light truck tires here. That's your main shore power cord. This is gonna, or shore power inlet. This is the solar, the ZAMP solar external port.
Okay.
So whenever you purchase our solar package, you get 340 watts of solar on the roof. And then of course you have the additional port. So now I can hook up and add a suitcase style. And of course your battery, which that one's locked.
Yeah, it's okay. We saw it earlier.
Your basement, again, I think
basement?
this is probably going to be locked too, but oh no, it's not. So you got your basement. Now when you come to pick up the trailer, you're going to have all of these different accessories in here, okay? Your hose, your shore power cord, your flexible waist hose, lug wrench, manual crank for the jacks in case you were to blow a fuse.
And all those accessories come standard?
That's correct. And you even get a 15 amp adapter as well.
Very handy.
And of course you got your black and gray tank drain valves.
Okay. And the outdoor shower?
Outdoor shower here as well, yep. You got the outdoor shower. This comes out, I believe it's about 5 feet in length. And then you've got the hot and cold option there.
Okay.
Now this door and the battery door are both lockable, so you'll get a small key with your key ring.
Lovely.
One of the great features about the Oliver as well is our AC condensation goes through a tube between the two holes and out the bottom of the trailer here.
Oh yeah, that's
So instead of having the condensation run down the side of the trailer, you can get rid of that condensation. Now this is the bike hitch that we offer.
And this is an upgrade?
That's correct. This is an upgrade, and it's a inch and a quarter receiver here. So this will satisfy most of your typical RV bike racks.
Right. And what's the furnace?
Right, this is your furnace. This is a 20,000 BTU Atwood furnace right next to the Truma water heater. This is an instant hot water heater. It's tankless. It's on-demand water.
And this is a popular upgrade.
That's correct.
Most people get this.
This is definitely something that most people get.
Yeah. Great. Okay, I think that's it for this one.
Well, then of course you got your outside 110 outlet here. So you do have a 110 outlet right on the outside in this weatherproof box.
Yeah. So if you're doing work on the laptop.
Down there.
Oh.
Now this one's fully loaded.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of different features like the storage basket here.
And what do people usually use this? This is for the generator, right?
So this is typically where people would store a generator.
Okay.
You can store, you know, a toolbox, a cooler, a lot of different things here, or just some random storage. But it's always nice to have that one extra place to put things when you're traveling. So we definitely offer the pretty heavy-duty aluminum storage basket there.
That's great.
Yeah. And of course, you see this one's got the propane quick connect fitting.
So that's the propane quick connect fitting.
30 afternoons connection.
And we're going to see this twin bed layout, which I'm really excited about.
That's correct. So this is our twin bed layout. You'll see some of the differences between it and the standard. Come on in.
Now, I'm looking at these floors. Which floors are these?
So this is the lawn seal floor.
Okay.
And this is our most expensive floor we have here, okay?
And it resembles the boat floors.
That's correct. This is the one that resembles kind of that sailboat or that yacht type flooring.
Okay.
Again, very popular floor.
Okay, so this one has the convection oven, yes?
That's correct. So this is the contour microwave convection oven. You'll see the inside here. It comes with the raised grate there so that you can bake things on there. This
baked bread.
This works on 110, but with the inverter option, you can definitely work this convection oven when you're not plugged into shore power.
Off solar?
That's correct.
Amazing.
And we've definitely researched and we've baked a few things in there off of just the inverter.
That is so
running
cool.
off the battery power. So
that is so cool. So it's pretty much identical except for the fact that it has these awesome twin beds.
Right. So
and the night table.
Right. And what you're seeing here is the KTT latex mattresses. These are 7-inch mattresses. They are an upgrade from the standard 4-inch foam that you would get. Underneath those mattresses, or well, let me show you underneath these duvet covers here. This is the mattress itself. It's organic cotton wrapped, okay? Underneath that, you're going to get this moisture barrier to prevent any type of moisture from building up as you sleep.
That's key.
And then, of course,
Storage.
more storage area. Now, this one here, again, maybe some light things, but you do have some stuff here to be cognizant of. So you have your inverter, which is mounted here, the rear jack. You see the lug there so that you could use your emergency crank in the event that you blew one of the fuses.
Okay.
A lot of different wiring and stuff, but just everything's very accessible there.
Yeah. I love that it's like a real mattress.
Sure. And they're very comfortable. It's definitely a worthy upgrade, I would say. The twin bed layout comes with the extended bed rails you see here. So now I've taken that the width of my bed and made that 30 inches. So I've got a 75 by 30 inch bed, okay? But the nightstand is the biggest change. Instead of having the U-shaped seating, I now have a nightstand back here. And of course I can raise the fiber granite off of the nightstand. And then I've got this little drop-in box, which just like our drawers is dovetailed, okay? Beautiful. And I can now access the contents of my nightstand from there as well.
Cool.
And this one has the marine style compression latch there, and is also soft close as well.
That's really nice. And then another little storage compartment.
Right.
In there.
So as another small option, you have the choice to put either a lagoon table, which would mount right. The mount would be right there, and you'd have that table here. It could go, to either side of the bed, or you can get the extra door to the back side of the basement.
The lagoon table is that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really great.
Yeah, the lagoon table is really nice, and it's like I said, you can either get that or you can get the extra access door to the basement. Then you have what's called, this is our attic. So these trailers have basements and attics.
Yeah.
The attic is just a little deeper overhead storage. Okay. It's got an additional fuse panel inside, and then of course your readout for your surge protector. And then to the left side, you'll see you've got a 110 outlet, a 12-volt port, and a power switch for your Winegard omnidirectional antenna. Nice. And then other than that, you can just use that area for additional storage.
Yeah. And then the TV just
The TV, you just with the press on the back side of it, and that'll flip down. It now swivels. You can tilt it back to match the angle at which you're laying.
Now, can somebody opt not to take the TV and just put their own TV? It's fine?
Well, what they'll do is they'll go ahead and mount the TV, and then this mount is pretty much universal. So if you wanted to add a different TV, as long as it had the same mounting instructions, you can definitely do that.
Perfect. So otherwise, this is pretty much. Oh, here's the.
Right, so there's the cutting board that'll come with it. And like I said, it's just this basic white plastic type cutting board. But if you wanted to upgrade, you could get in contact with Mr. Sparing, and he would handcraft you one out of wood. And it's I'm not sure what the price is, but we definitely have the information inside for you to look at.
Great.
One more thing I'll show you that's a little bit different. We'll lift this mattress up one more time. And you have, which you do have this on both models, but you have access to that basement from the inside as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That is cool.
So you do have that on both models,
Yeah.
the twin and the king, but I just didn't show it to you.
3-feet booster cell booster.
Oh, nice.
That is the 3-feet booster cell booster. That's
And those are mounted inside here. So you've got your cell here.
Okay.
and that's standard, right?
No, that's an upgrade.
Those are upgrades.
Yeah.
And then of course you got your Wi-Fi Ranger.
That's a necessity.
It is. It is. It's,
Yeah, they do come
Not a
in handy if you
luxury,
need to
it's a
stay connected
necessity.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing this.
So you just want to make sure
It's clearly childproof.
if it's vertical, then you're good to go.
Oh.
And you can open it.
Okay.
And then horizontal.
Oh,
now see, this one has the
there's
curtain on
shower.
it. So what
Shower
we've done is,
curtain.
initially we thought, well, people are going to want to buy their own style curtain, right? Well, then you got to cut it down.
Yeah.
You got to add the suction cups if you want them, the little tie
Absolutely.
backs.
Yeah.
So we just decided to go ahead and have these custom built for us. And
And then you offer them for sale.
yes, we do.
Yeah, and it's super sturdy plastic. That's really thick. And then that's the standard toilet.
right there.
That's key. Yeah, we're a fan of that. We absolutely loved this trailer tour and the plant tour, and we hope you liked it too. So if you did like this video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and we'll see you in the next video.